Hey guys, this is Sarah and Yeira from Canopy and Light Counseling. We wanted to drop in and talk to you guys about the desert life. We've been talking about it on social media for the whole month of June, and what we've been identifying through our posts that we're sharing with you guys is what is the desert life and what does it look like? What does it feel like? Some of the things that we've identified for you is feeling alone, exhausted, questioning things, having a lot of self-doubt and anger, maybe resentment, feeling like I am trying and nothing seems to be changing or different. So we kind of want to wrap that up today with some examples about how that looks in real life for you. So, Yeira, could you give our audience an example of what they might be experiencing internally while they're in the desert?
Yes. When you're in the desert, you're essentially living out of fight or flight. And your brain during that state is always going to look for some sort of balance, some sort of homeostasis.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's created to do. It's a big computer and it's always going to try to reboot itself, try to find balance. So when you're in that space, that's what your brain is doing, is trying to find some sort of balance.
Okay. So could you give us an example of what that looks like in real life of our brain trying to find balance?
So, example, if you are someone who is struggling with things such as self-loathing and isolation and doubt and resentment, then you're not in a good headspace, right? Like we said, you're in that fight or flight type deal. So when you're in that headspace, your brain is going to come up with beliefs that are not real, that are not true, to try to make sense of what's just happened. It's a trauma response. So what will happen is oftentimes is the belief comes up, then you just start creating a false reality around that belief. So
what's an example of that?
Example, if I'm feeling alone or isolated, and let's say that I met someone 3 months ago and they sent me a text and they're like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Just, stopping by to say hi.
Yeah.
You might think to yourself, oh, wow, they're really interested in me. Like, maybe that's the one, which is very normal with women. And so you start maybe pursuing that. And maybe that person wasn't really texting you out of a place of romantic interest, but rather just simple friendship. And so you start putting yourself in scenarios where that person might not be interested. And so you start feeling that sense of rejection. And if you're someone who's already experiencing isolation or self-doubt, then the rejection of this person only perpetuates that self-lie.
So then it's kind of like you were talking about with the survival. I'm looking for the balance, and now I'm trying to create the balance where it's not. And so if we take that back to the desert life, that would be the mirage that we all know about, right? Looking for something that's going to refresh us and give us what we need, when in reality that's not what it is.
Exactly. So then we only stay in this desert life for way longer than we need to. Instead of just simply seeing that as a simple hello, we are now going to get stuck there and believe that that's it, that's our refreshment.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's a great example I think that we can all probably relate to at some point or another in our life. So that helps give you a concrete idea of the desert life and what it might be like to be there. In the month of July, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Canopy and Light Counseling. We're going to be answering the questions, how did I get here, and why am I here? We hope you have a great day, guys.
See you later.